What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Angels Franchise, where in this episode, we're here on opening day, here in year 3. Super excited to get it underway. We have a lot of new faces and a lot of new players with a lot to prove. And one of those players is a big debut from a big prospect, and we're super excited about that. We also have a lot of new players on prove-it deals with a lot to prove in this Angels uniform, so let's see what they got, as well as Jesus Luzardo, who's going to be on the bump for us in opening day, and I can't wait to see what happens. I hope you guys are super excited for this episode. If you weren't able to watch last episode, the offseason was actually insane. There was players like Pete Alonso and Eugenio Suarez that were on our radar that we really wanted and were really fitting what we were trying to do and accomplish in the offseason, especially in free agency. And what ends up happening, which this is honestly the craziest franchise I've ever had, with the CPU having roster construction in a way I've never seen. The LA Dodgers are making us play second fiddle in my own franchise series. It is actually insane. Look at the roster they have constructed. This is the craziest team, I'm not joking, since playing this game, playing many franchise modes in different games. No CPU GM has ever been this good. This is crazy. I'll show you how they constructed this whole roster. Kyle Tucker, they got him on a 10-year contract for $400 million. And yes, in this game, they're paying Shohei actual money. They're not deferring his contract because you can't do that. So I have no idea how they did that. But Pete Alonso ends up going there on a 3-year deal for about what we were going to give him. Well, obviously, you're going to go to that team in LA that just won the World Series last year because, yes, they won the 2026 World Series in the last episode. So they're coming off a World Series doing this in the offseason. They traded for Byron Buxton mid-season in 2026. That's insane. His defense is crazy. He's going to be center field for them. Then Eugenio also goes on a 2-year deal, and he raked last year. He absolutely raked last year. 33 homers and 32 doubles with an 858 OPS. He's in LA playing third for them now on their starting lineup. Tommy Edman is now on the bench, and so is Freddie Freeman on the bench because he's still insane. What is this? His contact is crazy. They somehow have Lane Thomas at a grand slam in the playoffs. Regardless, this is crazy. The team, Trevor Story, he's not his old self anymore. But dude, the team they have here. I'm going on a rant about a team that's not even mine in this video because of how crazy this is. We're playing second fiddle in LA right now. Sorry that I had to rant so much about that Dodgers lineup and how crazy their offseason was and how much it really affected our offseason plans because we were going after some splashes, but obviously players aren't going to want to come play for a second fiddle team in LA. We have to change that because right now the contenders are the Dodgers, and that's just the way it is. But we can change that in a way differently than the Dodgers are because we're going after players. We might not be ready to win yet. We might be able to, depending on how this division plays out. 87 wins, won it last year for the Rangers. There's no reason why we can't have some of these players play up a little bit on these contracts that we got for them, very cheap. And you got guys like Daron Blanco, who played for the Yankees, and his stats are nice around the board. He's going to be a good base runner. There's stuff to like with every player here. Utility bat and Dane Myers, very underwhelming for Miami, right? But new scenery, who knows how he plays off the bench for us. Connor Joe plays for Atlanta last year, gets on base a ton, has good average and good on base percentage, and he might not have pop, but he plays the corner outfield and plays first base. Great pickup. He literally is on a 2-year deal for $5 million. Nothing crazy. Jake Rogers getting about $6 million to be the backup catcher. That's fine. If any of these players in these 2-year deals become good, because they're not 1-year deals, we still have a little bit of team control. If they become good, we just extend them. That's all we have to do. We can extend them for, if they want huge contracts, it's probably not happening. They're 30 plus. But if they want a couple extra years of an extension after they play well for a year, I'm fine with that, depending on the price. We're going to be smart here. Pavin Smith is going to be not a utility bat, but more of a platoon bat for us. And he really didn't play well last year, but the contract says that it doesn't really matter because we're not paying him anything. We were paying Mike Trout and Anthony Rendon about $60 to $70 million annually just to play for our team. Now we're putting all of that money into other players, a bunch of different players, and that is exciting. Before we hop into opening day, I want to dive more into this roster and some of the storylines that are really insane going into this season. Opening day, we're going to start playing full games with these lineups because there's a lot of storylines to go around. I mean, the first one is the best player on the team is Zach Neto. Got team control for 2 more years after this year. He has all the tools, right? We don't see him on the field. See errors, strikeouts. If you watch our episodes, you'll see Zach Neto make bad plays. And in sim, he's just as bad. He's been terrible, awful. And he's really good IRL. It doesn't really make sense why he's so bad. But hopefully he can bounce back this year. We sent him down last year. That's a huge storyline. Eric Fetty, on the last year of his deal, we got him in the year 1 off season. He played pretty solid, nothing crazy. We'll see how he plays in the last year of his deal. Luis Rengifo, one of the best players in the rebuild so far, if not the best. But we traded some players away like Taylor Ward, Mike Trout. But this is the best mainstay that we extended. Still 2 years of control. 2028 really is going to be a big year for this team. We're going to see where everything plays out there. But right now, 2-time All-Star and winning his first Silver Slugger, having 46 doubles, most in the AL, 22 homers at second base. He's probably the best second baseman in the AL right now. Jose Altuve is regressing and isn't playing well anymore. So go and get Jesus Luzardo, who right now isn't playing well for my Phillies. He's starting to just implode. I don't know what's really going on. He's starting to play like how he did in 2026 in the game, but I think he can bounce back. The stats say so, and he's young. For a 4-year deal for $20 million a year, I think if our pitching staff starts developing because of all the great picks we've had, still have control on Ohapi, he's the missing piece with Zach Neto. These young players have to start playing better. In real life, he is a monster at the dish. He's not a real good defensive catcher, so his defensive stats are pretty nice, considering he's really not that good, but he should be mashing, and he's not. So he has to bounce back, or we're going to make a decision on him. Joe Adell has a 1-year deal and played great last year, had an 800 OPS. Do we extend him? Do we not? Can he keep this up? 8 triples, almost 30 doubles, and 23 homers. I mean, we love to see it. Patrick Sandoval back in LA as an Angel. If we can get him back to 2022 Patrick Sandoval, this team could easily win this division. I'm not joking. Jorge Soriano played solid last year. Super excited about him. Last year, Soto's deal from 2025's offseason, year 1 for us. He didn't pitch well for us. We're going to see how he pitches. That's what's great about these 2-year deals. We have no risk at all. It's not going to be like another Rendon situation ever again. We will not let that happen. I promise you that. So Ben Joyce, one of the best young relievers in the game right now, IRL. He's not pitching well for us, but we know he'll be good. He's insane. His stats are really good. James Outman, we talked about him a little bit already. He's insane through a short sample size with LA. The other LA, the Dodgers, we stole him at least. Hopefully he'll be one of the best Angels this year. Dayron Blanco, we talked about him as well. Contracts are short. I'm super excited about all these players like Dane Myers, but the biggest one is Big Mike. He will be making his debut. Giancarlo Portillo, he hit about, I'm pretty sure, like 20 homers in AAA last year. He's so ready to play left field for us, and is probably the most exciting part of this first game on opening day. But there's still a lot of players to really get excited about. Chase Silseth played really solid last year at 26 years old. See what happens with him. Derek Murphy is really waiting in the wings to get called up. He's going to start at AAA. There's really not much to be said there. So we still got a bunch of guys we'll get into. I really wanted to highlight some prospects that are super interesting going into year 3 as well. With Jonathan Garlobo being the number 1 overall pick last year, we picked 5th overall. We were hoping he'd fall because he was 13th ranked in all of MLB, but the Marlins scouted him out and picked him 1st overall. Good for them. He's going to be a 5-tool superstar at center field, lefty bat. It's interesting how Miami somehow finds all these great players, homegrown and everything, develops them, and then just trades them away. So we're going to see how his career plays out for Miami. Leonardo Taveras is another player that we have to keep an eye on because he was the first player that we could have taken in this rebuild if it wasn't Giancarlo Portillo, aka Big Mike, who is our man in this rebuild. I've been hyping him up every episode, and he's going to make his debut opening day in this episode. But is Leonardo Taveras also going to make his debut for the Mariners? We're going to keep an eye out on that and see who's going to have the better career between them both. Because we're going to take a look at our farm system now and really see what we've done to acquire talent going through the last couple years. And you can see Jared Ortiz, our second-round pick from last season, is already the number one prospect in our farm system. He was corn-fed, 6'5", from Wisconsin. A beast. He's already pretty developed as a bat. If he can get some pop in the bat in the minor leagues, get a glove, he'll be insane. He has all the outfield positions and his primary second base. Really interesting player. He's going to take some developing, but we have time. We have Luis Rengifo. No rush at all. That's awesome. Edgar Cabrera started in the Futures game last year. Played really well in that game, so we call him up to Double-A from Low A ball. He didn't pitch well. That happens. It's okay. We're going to see how he pitches in his second year in Double-A. That's going to be fun. He has an awesome, pretty interesting sweeping curveball that a lot of people don't have, so that's cool. Terry Anaya is another pick from last season, 4th round. He's not close to being developed at all. I really like two-seamers in this game, and he has one, so he's going to be interesting. He's from Cuba, 6'5". He doesn't throw gas, but he should for how big he is. It's kind of crazy. But we get in the Taylor Ward trade where that was a rental for Texas. And yeah, they won our division last year, but they didn't even make the ALCS. And now we have this player under our control who looks like he's going to be a great second baseman. Has everything you want out of a second baseman, basically. And that's awesome to see. He's only 20 years old, 4th on our prospect board in our farm system. Now, Big Mike might be 5, but he's making his debut, and that is going to be one of the biggest parts of this episode and biggest parts of this rebuild is, can he be a masher? Can he really be Giancarlo Stanton, a.k.a. Mike Stanton? Big Mike, that's what I want him to be, man. If he can really be that in this series, this team really can win a World Series. Chad Owens coming in at 6, probably my second favorite player in our farm system next to Big Mike. Because look at that mustache. He has all the aura in the world. Picked him off of that alone, and he has 88 potential. He's so underdeveloped. He's going to play in Low A ball for a while. Bill Byler, another pick from last year, coming in at the 7 spot. Jim Cornell got him for Jorge Soler last year in a rental to Arizona. Paul Weaver was the player we picked up in the Mike Trout trade. I mean, these are all players we just grabbed. Peter Miley, we drafted in the 6th round. First year of this rebuild. Ray Frost, 4th round pick, first year of this rebuild. All these players, by the way, are going to be impact players. Peter Tunick, who was the 1st round pick of our draft last year, on the bases is going to be a demon, has the pop. Can he develop a little bit? There's no question he might be able to. It's going to be awesome to see that. He could be a DH for us. And that's really where it ends for our prospects on who. It's opening day for the Los Angeles Angels here in year 3, and what a time to be an Angels fan, because we have done some retooling to this roster, and for the first time in this series, it's actually looking like this team could be special. Maybe not special, but at least interesting, and that's all that matters, because the last couple of years we've had some losing seasons. We had last season when we were 12 games under 500, and the season before that we were 20 games under 500. 87 games, won the AL West last year. There's no reason why we can't have a little bit of an improvement and win 10 more games, because we won 77 last year. Giancarlo Portillo is making his debut in this series. It looks like he is projected to be literally the best player on the team. He's projected to have 21 homers, have an 850 OPS in his first season ever at the Bigs with a 4.1 WAR. This season could be incredible for Big Mike, the biggest prospect in this organization. I know it says he's 5th on our rank boards, but in our farm system, it doesn't matter. I think this is the biggest prospect, and this matters the most. And we have Jesus Luzardo from free agency last year, our biggest free agent signing. Now, I know he hasn't played well in real life the last 2 starts for the Phillies. But before that, he was a Cy Young candidate, and he has nasty stuff. It's going to be really interesting to see what he can do for us. Because with Philadelphia, he wasn't really that good in 2026. He was, a little bit below average, to say the least. In order with Jesus, but it could be a great season with some new scenery. So we got to see what we can do here. The season is underway in year 3, and it's going to be interesting to see if Jesus, with Jose Altuve, is very old now, and he's kind of washed. So if Jesus can get his first strikeout in the Angels uniform to start this season, what a way to start. He's got a great pitch mix. Nasty fastball, nasty slider. That's what you want to see. Now he's set up. He can basically throw whatever. Jesus is coming in here. Lights out. Oh, hung a little slider there. But James Outman, another great free agent signing for us. Very cheap. $20 million a year for Jesus Luzardo, while James Outman's only making about $4.5 million a year for 3 years. And he's got silver defense out in center field, and he batted pretty well last series as Yordan Alvarez pokes one into left for the first hit of this game. 2-out hit here. Not crazy exit velo. He didn't smash the baseball or nothing. 87 off the bat. We're not too worried about it. Isaac Pereira. Now, you got to have better location against this guy. He loves hitting home runs to the pull side. He actually, all of his home runs, I'm pretty sure, ever in the majors were pull side, and now he's playing in Houston with the Crawford boxes, and that's a match made in heaven. So we're going to have to keep an eye on him. This lineup is very similar that we've seen from the last couple of years of this Astros team. It's not very different. Try to change speeds on him there. We're going to try a curveball in the dirt. Good take. Now, Jesus Luzardo has a huge role in this team. He's paid to be our ace. As Dane Myers has gold fielding at third. He's a great utility bat. I am so excited for this team, guys. I can't lie. I haven't been this excited in a franchise in a while. I played a White Sox rebuild before where I got a generational catcher, which was really fun. But this is so exciting because look at this all the free agents on our team are going to make big impacts. We have so many signings this year. Not one big splash signing because the Dodgers across the street in LA decided, hey, we're taking all the players you wanted. We wanted Pete Alonso. We wanted Eugenio Suarez. Couldn't get him. Couldn't even try to get him. Zach Neto's leading off for us. We're hoping for a better season. He's been terrible in the first 2 seasons of this franchise. We need better out of Zach Neto. Great takes to start his at-bat, to start his 2027 season. You can look in the bottom of the screen at the ticker. The ticker is really cool in MLB The Show. It really gives you a lot of storylines going throughout the season. And opening day, you can see some scores and whatnot, some projections. It's pretty fun. Like, the ticker's a big part of this series. Brandon Woodruff with a walk. And here we are with Giancarlo Portillo in his first ever at-bat at the major leagues. What a day for this organization. He could be the difference maker. He's swaggy from Venezuela. Okay. The number 1 left fielder in all of baseball, number 30 prospect at MLB, making his debut. We'll have to see if Taveras makes his debut as well, because that's who we could have picked if we didn't pick Big Mike. But here's Big Mike. Some decent takes. And then you can see at the bottom where they think everyone's going to finish. It looks like they think Detroit is going to win the Central again. Surprise, surprise. Ooh, and we're going to run on that. That's a pass ball. And it looks like they have us being last in this division, actually. They have us projected to be last in this division. I disagree with that. So we're going to have to prove them wrong in this series. Gone! Big Mike in his first ever at-bat at the majors in a full count. 2-run home run. You ain't catching that one. That is a home run. Let's go, Big Mike. What a debut. Number 3. Wow. It's a no-doubter. 105 off the bat, 400-foot home run. Wow, man. I'm so hyped for this series. Christian Yelich is now on the Twins, too, which is crazy. This is an amazing start to this season. He goes yard off their ace, Brandon Woodruff. He had to give him a pitch. It was a 3-2 count. He had some good takes. Now we have the Silver Slugger winner, Luis Rengifo, who I'm calling the best second baseman in the AL now. He deserves that category because he really did have such a great season last year. And Altuve has kind of fallen off. This is going to be the first out of the series, or year 3, should I say. First out of the series, that would be awesome, right? We would have already won a couple World Series. Look at this lineup. They're projecting us to Ryan Noda to come back to earth, Joe Adell to come back to earth, Dane Myers to not play very well, James Outman to come back to earth. A lot of players there, and Zach Neto projected to not play well again. So this is really interesting when you see their projections. I really hope that their projections can just be wrong because, I mean, we're already so hyped. Big Mike has a home run in his debut. 2-run shot. And that could have been crushed by Logan O'Hoppe. Could have been crushed. But wow, a 2-run shot by Big Mike in this game. Joe Adell, big season for him. 1 year deal left. Or 1 year left on his deal, should I say. He's in arbitration. He's a free agent next year. Now, IRL, they keep saying, if you're an Angels fan, oh, Joe Adell's breakout is right around the corner. It's right there. He's about to break out. And he did have a good, I don't know if it was 2021 or 2022. He had a decent season one of those years. And then he just kind of came back to earth. So we'll have to see what he can do in year 3 in a contract season. It always seems to happen. And that's a sinker on the hands. And he honestly pushes that pretty far out into center field. But it's going to be caught. And that's the end of the inning. But Big Mike comes in and has a huge impact in his first ever at-bat as an Angel. And Jesus Luzardo loves to see it when a rookie comes in his first AB in the majors and he's showing his muscles. I mean, come on. That's why we drafted Big Mike. That's why these franchises are fun, guys, because you get to see players that you scouted, you drafted, grow them, develop them in the minor leagues, and then you are able to bring them up. They debut on opening day, and they hit a tag against the ace of their staff in Brandon Woodruff, who they're bringing in to be the ace, and he's getting crushed by a rookie in his debut. Great at-bat, made a full count, all that. And our ace, Jesus Lizard, as some call him, is really good. I still think, I'm a Phillies fan, I really think he's hurt right now in real life, and that's why he's pitching so bad these last 2 starts, because his stuff was unhittable through, I think, his first 12 starts of the season. So, what are you going to do? It's baseball. Things like that happen all the time. He could not be hurt, and he just could have been figured out. Now he has to adjust. But in this series, for the last 2 seasons for the Phillies, he's really been, the first season with them he was okay, and then he was pretty below average last season for them. So we bought low because if he had a good season, he would have wanted more money than 20 a year. And he's also 29. You got to remember that a lot of the pitchers, if you watch last episode in the free agency episode, a lot of the pitchers are pretty old and want pretty big contracts. Tariq Skubal was one of them you could have gotten, and he ended up going to the Red Sox, and Crochet went to the Tigers. So they just swapped pitchers basically, and they just swapped teams. But getting aces like that with Crochet and Skubal were going to cost us like $30 million a year. I'm not saying that's wrong. It's just that we have great young pitching. So we can pay Jesus for 4 years. He's striking out every batter basically, 2 shutout innings so far. I mean, that's what you want from your starter, from your ace. And that's what we're paying $20 million a year for. And only for a couple years. Not a 7-year deal like Skubal and Crochet wanted. A 4-year deal, which is really not that much of a commitment. 4 years is still long for a sports team. I'm not trying to act like it isn't. That's just really weak off the bat from Ryan Noda. But could have went through if it got behind the pitcher maybe. Now, James Outman, one of my favorite signings. I really think this guy, they're projecting him to be bad. I don't think there's any way. James Outman's going to be banned in center field for us. There's no way. He's staying in LA, not really having to move much. You know, he moves from the Dodgers to the Angels. We actually stole one of their players for once. Now, he only had 60 at-bats for them, so they didn't really care. They have Byron Bucks. They have every player you can think of. So James Outman gives us some value, and that's a really weak swing now. We need better from them. But it's his first at-bat. This is opening day where we really get to see all these players we went and grabbed. Dane Myers, utility guy for us. They're saying he's going to have a bad season. The defense alone, though, at so many different positions, can you really say he's going to have a bad season? I mean, like, for what he's getting paid, I think, like $4 million a year for 2 years. And then, like I said, all these 2-year deals, next year we can just extend them if they play well for us. There's no reason why we can't extend them another 3. It makes it so good for us. Now, Brandon Woodruff is blowing fastballs right by us right now, and he gets out of that inning pretty easily. And as you'll see, Jordan is insane in this series. He won the MVP last year, and he's looking to win a second. For sure. Okay, we need Zach Neto to show off the glove here. Good play. Good play by Zach Neto. Needed to see that. And we seen it. But Jesus Luzardo through 3 looks great. Only 26 pitches. He's got a nasty pitch mix. Because the sinker is really working for him right now with the circle change. That's really the combo we're looking at. That's a dot. Now that's a dot. No! That was a pretty good swing by Pedro Leon. And if you look at this Angels Stadium, you can see the short porch down the right field line there. I mean, it's really an easy home run for lefties. And that's who we have in Big Mike playing left field for us now. He has to make a play defensively, but did he make one offensively and make his impact known immediately? He's batting pretty high in this lineup to start his career. That's how much we think he's going to be good. You understand? Like, we're not letting him bat second in the lineup for no reason. Okay, Luis Rengifo's got to show us something. Good glove. Good glove. Okay. I mean, I'm really excited about this team, if you can't tell. I'm just gushing over them. Now, I'm not saying they're going to be great. I don't even know if they're going to be close to contending. They have them being last in this division. I don't know how this team can play that bad.
That's a ball.
We have so many players that can just plug into the lineup. So we can just see what works. You know, if Dane Myers doesn't play well, we'll put Pavin Smith in it. You know? We have so many guys we've brought in now on 2-year, 3-year deals to just see how they play out. And we have so much money because Anthony Rendon's gone. Mike Trout traded last year to Milwaukee, and we got prospects for him that are in the minor leagues getting better. As it's a full count for Jesus Luzardo. And that's a great pitch. Come on, Blue. We can't get that call? That's a pitcher's pitch, right? You'd say so. First walk allowed. Now, he's in a bit of a jam with Jordan up. Jesus Luzardo through 3. Okay. Going the long way. Let's go. Okay. We get out of that inning. Jesus gets out of that inning. That's huge. It's 2-0 through 3. It's going to be really fun to see what we can get done here.
That's in.
Not other than the home run, not much has happened in this game. I've been kind of just yapping about the team and the prospects of this organization going forward with our prospects in the minors as well as what we have at the majors now. It's going to be interesting to see what really goes on because we can really have players that just step up on these 2-year deals and become bigger parts of this organization, or they just leave and we have prospects waiting for them. They're just young. 2 years from now, they'll be way more developed. It just makes perfect sense. It bridges all the gaps. Everyone's really not been hitting the ball hard so far. I mean, that's a decent swing. He just hasn't. Nolan Chonowell didn't hit the ball hard at all. I want to see Zach Neto have a great season. He is so fun in real life right now. He's one of the best shortstops in the game. Underrated as hell. Him and Logan Hoppy are really fun. So I would love for them to be big parts of this series, but it's hard. He worked a walk in his first at-bat and scored a run because of it. See if he can do the same here. Brandon Woodruff's fastball is fast, though. We were timing it up a little bit, and that's going to be a rip down the line. There's the fastball we needed to time up on, and this is going to be extra bases for sure. That's great. The top of this lineup so far has been batting well. This is so exciting. If this team can do this in Sim, I cannot wait to see what happens. Honestly, it's going to be so fun to watch. This season is going to be so interesting. We have so much we can work on with so many players to slot into this major league lineup and see what's going to happen. Great pitch. Oh! Blue's giving the rookie a nice call. That's a pitcher's pitch right there. Good pitch. Good pitch. All right. We really got to see. Zach Neto could steal. They almost got him picked off. Should we run here? We're going to check out Yanier Diaz real quick and see if he's really got the goods. He does. We're not going to run on him. His arm's crazy. His arm is insane. Got 92 arm and 90 reaction. Good luck. Now that's an RBI. We're going to send him. We're going to send him. Yes! That is an RBI with another at-bat for Giancarlo Portillo. He has 3 RBIs and 2 hits in his debut. Wow. Wow. This guy could... Look at the pine tar on the bat. This guy is old school mixed with new school. He's got the nice swag. We love to see it, dude. Luis Rengifo gets a fastball up. Can that leave? Nah, it does not. Rengifo, 89 off the bat. I'm asking if that's going to leave. But, yeah, that's the Silver Slugger winner in the AL for the second base position last year. Put some respect on his name. When he goes up against lefties, he's going to be a demon, too. All right, Logan O'Hoppe with a rip out there to right field, but that's going to be out. And that's out of the inning. But Giancarlo Portillo has been the best bat, and they project him to be our best bat this year. It was perfect. We let him sit in the minor leagues for one season. He played great. Could have called him up last year. There's legit no reason to do that. Let him get one season developing. I know he was 21. He's only 22. He's not as young as Leonardo Taveras, who's 20 now, probably making his debut. I think he is. We'll have to see. Rengifo, dive! Oh, that's a great hit by Isaac Paredes. We're going to have to see if we can get Jesus to get... The weak contacts just got to find a glove. Great changeup, dude. I wish he had a cutter. That's the only thing I wish he had. But right now, Jesus is crazy, guys. Like, this is an insane game so far. We're up 3-0 in... Ooh, is that going to stay fair? Oh! Now, Leland Ginn might be new for them. I just want to see real quick. He is their 4th round pick of 2025, and he's a switch hitter playing first for them. Can also play third and right field. The glove is awful. But look at these hitting stats. I mean... Didn't show up in his first season with the Cubs last year. He gets traded to Houston, and new scenery. Hey, he might play better. It's going to be awesome to see. Like, I love that the Cubs already moved off him. He had one bad season. The Cubs are like, nope, trade him away. And it seems like the Cubs and Houston have a little bit of a relationship going on here in the front office. Another pretty big trade. And this is a full count here. This is a huge at-bat, by the way. We really need to get out of this. He hasn't really liked his fastball. Logan O'Hoppe's calling for it. And they're timing it up pretty well right now. We're going to go sinker. Logan O'Hoppe also wants that. We're going to throw it. That's two. That's two. Let's go. What a play, boys. What a play. Jesus Luzardo's got a glove, too. Perfect throw to second. Let's go. What a double play. And Zach Neto showing off his arm after a nice double and a walk in this game. Zach Neto is really exciting. I hope he becomes the franchise shortstop. We do have a lot of shortstops. We have 2 right now. Paul Weaver, who we got in the Mike Trout trade. He's ways away, though. And so is Chad Stevens, who we got last year. The handlebar mustache man alone got him the draft pick. We're going to have to see how good he is. Now, Jesus has allowed a lot of hits in this game. He's getting a lot of contact. It's weak contact, specifically. Not great contact, but It's just finding spots in the infield to get through, and that's all that really matters. Okay, they're running on Logan. Let's see. Does he got him? Nah, bad throw. Logan, as a catcher, isn't good enough. Logan O'Hoppe has to show us the bat, because if you've seen last episode where we played in year 2, a game in September against Houston, the Astros beat us 16-4, and a big part of that was they stole 4 bases. I'm not going to say that's why, but 4 stolen bases is way too many. I don't care. We need better. Great pitch. That changeup's been working all day for Jesus. Really good performance so far. 5 strikeouts through 4 so far. Awesome to see. Awesome to see. Joe Adell really needs to show us something. There's some players like Joe Adell, Zach Neto, and Logan O'Hoppe that are a part of this core before I got here as the new GM. And as the new GM, I need to see something from these guys. I didn't draft these guys. I didn't trade for these guys in Logan O'Hoppe's case. You know? You need to show me something. Nick Castellanos now with Tampa Bay. He's closing in on his 2000th career hit. He's very close. He needs 50 hits this season. Same with Mookie. Wow, Blue gives me the call. Blue has not given him the corners down the zone today, which is great. But he's giving me those calls. Great at bat. Now, Brandon Woodruff is not going to be happy. Yep, he's not happy about it. He is not happy at Blue right now at the umpire. Joe Adell's going to try to steal here. Get into some runners with scoring position. We're going to try his arm, and he's out. I was just talking about Yadier Diaz's arm, and I still ran on him. I had to at least see, right? It was a good at-bat by Joe Adell, but we tried to push it to second base, and he's out on the base pass. Now, you can see at the bottom that you kind of just missed it, but if you go back, they were talking about our farm system and how good it is, and we have a lot of money in that farm system. We'll have to see in the ticker. I'll try to look and find it again. It's really cool. The ticker is one of my favorite parts of the franchise mode. Ryan Noda gets a great changeup. This might be gone. He just didn't get enough of it. He was great last year. Had an 800-plus OPS last year. I don't know exactly what it was, but it was above 800, which is very good. Not elite, but very good. He can definitely fill a role for us at DH right now.
Ball.
At least Blue's been consistent all day. He has not given the bottom corners, which has really helped us out, because not giving them the bottom corners allows us to basically just get everything we want, because if he can't hit those spots and get called strikes, the at-bats are going to go longer, and we're just going to get a pitch to hit eventually.
2-2.
And I'll say that that's hurting Brandon Woodruff a lot in this game, but also so is Big Mike. He's a demon. I cannot believe how good Giancarlo Portilla has been in his debut, honestly. He's been insane. I'd love to see James Outman hit a home run in his debut in the Angels uniform. Good at bat, though. Take his base. We'll take that all day. Another walk allowed for Woodruff. But we're not going to run on Diaz right now. Oh, wow. Shouldn't have swung at that for sure. But Dave Myers is beating that out. Wow! What are you talking about? If he's beating hits like that out, then it doesn't matter. He gets his bat broken and he goes down. This is the kind of players we need in this organization. Signed him for $4.1 million a year for 2 years, and he's doing stuff like this. Can play so many positions, and he takes him out of the game. Takes Woodruff out of the game in 4 innings. Wow. 74 speed. Now, I know Woodruff is slow, but man, that was awesome. This team just feels different this year. We're going to have to see in sim. See, this is what's fun about MLB The Show franchises. There's so many games, so you have to be good in sim. You know, in college football, you could play every game if you wanted to, all 12. Oh, Nolan Shonowell is going to hit a double down the line, and this is going to score 2. He's kicking it. Alvarez is not a good fielder out in left, and he's kicking the ball around, and we scored 2 on a Nolan Shonowell double. But Zach Neto, this could be gapped. Just got a little bit too much air on it. That was a great inning. Nolan Shonowell showing something in the 9 hole. putting it down the line, baby. Let's go. Makers. James Outman worked a walk. And that's a great 12-6 curveball for his 6th strikeout through 5. If you're not excited about this team after opening day, I don't know what to tell you. Jesus Luzardo is dealing. Absolutely dealing on opening day. I mean, I know that's their catcher, and he hasn't had his fastball today. But in Sim, it's going to be huge to see what this team can do. Because right now we're projected to not do well in Sim, it says. But that can change. He walks. He's been good in the 3-2 counts. Great catch by Logan O'Hoppe on the foul tip there. And that's another strikeout. That's 7 strikeouts. So 7 strikeouts so far for Jesus Luzardo, which is crazy, honestly. Just insane. In his debut, making $20 a year to be our ace for 4 years. Mind you, in 4 years, our pitching staff is going to be bolstered because we've drafted so well when it comes to pitching in the last 2 drafts, and it's not like that's going to change. Big Mike, his one big problem is he is not good out in left field. He will not be making many plays, but does it matter when your corner outfielder's mashing like that if he makes plays with his glove? No. We just watched Yordan Alvarez win the MVP, and he's kicking balls in the corner, letting us score an extra run. So it doesn't really matter, but it's still funny to see that. You know, that's like the archetype for corner outfielders. Just if you mash, you just don't have good defense usually, which kind of sucks. But right now, he's looking like a young Giancarlo Stanton, hopefully. I mean, home run, 2 hits so far. He's going to have his 3rd at-bat next inning. Zach Neto, easy play to first. Jeremy Payne is really fast, though. Really fast. These fans are hype. They're out in bunches today, and they do have dynamic attendance, so we'll have to see throughout the season how this ballpark looks in July if this team still has hype around it. 3rd at bat, he's batting 1,000. He's batting 1,000. That might drop. No, it's not gonna. And that was a pitch to hit for Big Mike. So he's 2 for 3 in his debut, and that was a pitch to hit for sure. I mean, he's 22 years old, guys. He's only gonna get better. He's 2 for 3 in his debut with a home run and a single. And Luis Rengifo winning the Silver Slugger for us last year. Going to be batting 3rd in this lineup all year. They weren't getting those calls, though, so we could have not swung. Good pitch. Great slider. Luis Rengifo with the sword, and that's a strikeout for Brian. Brian? It's actually probably Brian Bello. Brian Bello. I'm going to go with Brian. Sorry, I'm not great with all the names. $321 million is what our farm system is worth, apparently. That's insane. And that's with Giancarlo Portillo, I'm pretty sure. Good swing by Logan O'Hoppe. He hasn't had a hit in today's game. 5-0 Halos right now. I mean, how could you be mad? So we're going to go slider away here and try to get the out. And if we can, we'll probably pull him. Oh, awesome. That's going to be 8 Ks for Jesus Luzardo in his debut. I think it's time to pull him. I think maybe we should. Let's see. Yeah. It looks like these guys don't hit righties as much. Now, I know I should have to warm them up. And we're gonna have to warm them up, and we're gonna do a mound visit so we can get them a little bit warm. And then we're just gonna bring them in. Cade Horton, by the way, didn't really talk about him much. We'll get into him now. He's a Rule of 5 draft pick for us, where he could play a big role. We'll get into his stats in a second. He's only 25 and still has B potential as a 63 overall. There's no reason in the bullpen this guy can't come in and be interesting. He can easily come in at 25 with a B potential, 63 overall, and get better. Good pitch mix for a reliever, not bad. And we're going to see what he's got today with a 5-0 lead, nothing high leverage, but we're going to see what he has. At the bottom of the 6th now, where Brian Bello is still in the game, and he's been okay. Nolan Shonwell got one on him, and now Joe Adele gets another one on him. They're not catching that one. That's a homer. Joe Adele with his first of the season here. in opening day. I told you his season is huge. Do we re-sign him? Do we trade him? It looks like this fan loves him. So maybe we got to re-sign him. What a swing from Joe Adell. Great swing. Perfect. Pimp job. Here at opening day into the bullpen. I'm loving what I'm seeing from this squad right now. 6-0 Halos. I think James Outman's going to love this stadium too. Like all our lefty bats are going to love this. No wonder Ryan Noda. Great pitch. Dave Myers in an 0-2 count pretty quickly. Great pitch. And he gets out of inning after giving up. Pimp job to Joe Adell though. Pimp job. This team's hitting pretty well. So we got to see if we can keep that up throughout the season, especially in Sim. These guys are hitting today, especially the young players I was just talking about with Zach Neto,
2-0.
Nolan Shonowell, and Joe Adell all having big parts in this game. And then that's the old regime. That's some of the young players that were on the team before I took over. And then you have Big Mike, who's also hitting well today. That was our first ever draft pick in this series. And then you got guys like James Outman hawking down the ball in the gap there, who we got in free agency. It's looking pretty good, fellas. It's looking pretty damn good on this squad right now with a team like this that has a bunch of players that want to prove something. They're like, none of these guys got big contracts here. They're all trying to prove something here. Joe Adell wants to get re-signed from a team either somewhere else or with us. And here we go. You got to see if these young guys can keep it going. He's batting 500 in this game. Good swing. We're not going to be mad at that swing at all. 6-0 Halos. You can't really be mad at anything right now. We're about to go into the 7th inning stretch. Giancarlo Portillo, 2 for 3. Big Mike. That was a pitch to hit. That was the pitch to hit right there. Don't ask me why I didn't swing at that. And then I swing at that. Good. Great at bat so
No
far.
balls, 2 strikes.
Terrible for me.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Good take. He got Luis Rengifo with that same pitch. Opened the season leading with 12 top prospects in the top 100 and the top rated farm system at $321 million if you see at the bottom there in the ticker. And one of those players is at bat right now. Great take. He works this at bat back to a full count. This is what great hitters do. And he rips that one. It was too close to call. Gotta protect. Blue has been calling weird stuff all game, really, for the batter. So great at bat. He works a walk. I mean, he's going to be a great 2-hole hitter for sure. Want to see the speed, maybe? I mean, we could.
Save.
He could.
Throw.
We're not gonna, because of who's behind home plate, and we already seen his arm be put to work today. Oh, he hung a sinker, but I don't think it's going to leave. It is going to leave! Luis Rengifo with a homer! Let's go! The Silver Slugger winner from last season starts off this season with a home run. We have 3 home runs in this game. Awesome to see. That's awesome to see. And they finally pull him. Bello is out of this game after giving up a ton of hits. Ton of extra base hits. And it's 8-0 Halos in this first game. I'm so excited for this season. This could just be because I'm playing, but these players are putting on good swings right now. And it's all up to their stats on the card. On the player card, because for me, I'm not using PCI or anything. This is about the players and their stats and building them up. And right now, they're just putting good swings on the bat. That's a little late, but that's gone. Logan O'Hoppy's going to go yard back-to-back with Luis Rengifo. They're not catching that one. That's a home run. This team is mashing. 4 homers in the debut of year 3 in opening day. Let's go. You gotta be hyped. That's just late, and he just puts that dead to center just late on that. It doesn't matter. It leaves. The ball is flying off the bat right now. It's awesome to see. It really is. 9-0. And that could be a home run, no joke, because of the stadium. It is! Off the foul pole! 3 in a row! What a start! Joe Adell has 2 home runs in this game. The short porch, off the foul pole, 324. The shortest home run in this stadium you could get. That's awesome. 3 in a row. Are we kidding? No way. I thought it was going to stay fair too. What a home run. They're just throwing meatballs right now. And we're hitting them. He was also just late on that. Oh my gosh. This team is going insane right now. 4 straight hits. 3 home runs back to back to back. 10-0. They're pulling them. We're killing their bullpen for this series right now to start this. And now James Outman's 0 for 2. We'd love to see him get on base. He had a walk today, but we'd love to see him get a hit. 10-0, and they have us projected last. They have Seattle really taken a step up again after last season. They won it the year 1. They won the West. But it's crazy that they haven't taken a step up again because they won 2 more games than us last season. And we were 12 games under 500. That could be a gapper. That's a homer! What is going on? James Outman home run. I don't know how many home runs we've hit this season. But that's actually crazy. This has been one of the craziest debuts I've ever played. That's insane. It just leaves. It's a wall scraper. But holy hell. They have 6 homers. And they hit another ball. What is going on? Dane Myers. We are mashing right now. But you can leave in the comments if you'd rather have dynamic difficulty. But the team was not doing this when I was player locking before. They're just hitting the ball super well right now in the 7th. This is crazy. I haven't seen anything like this. I can't wait to go over the stats. And even that pitch that Nolan Shadowell just hit was a sinker on the paint. And this looks like it might drop, and it doesn't. And they finally get out of the inning. There was legit, I think, 4 home runs in that inning. Back to back to back, by the way. And we have 13 hits with 12 runs. The episode's just going to be long because this video has been crazy. And there's a strikeout. Cade Horton, 97 down the pipe. Can't catch up. And they're chanting overrated to Jose Altuve, and I agree. He's batting .333 right now. He's played good for them in this game. He's had a hit. And he gets a homer. Oh my gosh. Jose Altuve showing us why you can't scream overrated to players, especially when he's already been one of their best players in this game in this opening day. And he goes yard, and it's looking still great, but Jose Altuve gets them on the board with a homer, and he's 2 for 3 in this game. Still has it. Unk still got it. Oh my gosh. Blue wants to get out of here. He's giving us all the calls. I mean, to be fair, like, you could say, okay, you know, like, that's just a bad swing. But you could really say, oh, okay, you know, Blue's been giving us calls, and that could just throw you off when Brandon Woodruff has a bad start because he's not getting the corners down in the zone at all. He wasn't getting them all day. So, good take. Jordan's really good, man. Really, really good. Good at bat from Jordan, man. I'm going to give him a pitch hit. It's 12-1. No reason to walk him. And he takes it foul. Now, you don't got to do much to get a home run as a lefty in this ballpark. And even Joe Adell, as you can see, if you poke one. And he gets one not back to back, but 2 home runs in this inning for Cade Horton. Let's see the energy. It's still fine. I mean, it's their 2 best hitters going yard. Are you really upset about it? I don't think so. We finally get out of the inning with Dane Myers getting popped up. Or, I should say, catching the pop-up. But either way, we're out of this inning. I'm happy about it. Jose Altuve goes yard along with Jordan, the MVP of last season. Can you really be mad at these 2 players homering on you? I don't think so. They have gotten 7 hits in this game. It's not like they haven't gotten hits. They just haven't gotten on the board. Portillo is going to have 4 at-bats in his debut, maybe 5. We'll have to see
1-0.
if we can maybe get another inning like that. He might. Good swing. Just 2 for 4. We'll take that all day with a home run and 3 RBIs. Take that all day to the bank. That wasn't even a bad swing. Rengifo with the homer earlier. I didn't even think his was going to leave. Off the bat, it did not feel like that strong of a swing. But hey, he pushed it out, and that's awesome to see. And that was a hanging changeup, but he just got under it. Out number 2 here in the 8th. It's going to be interesting to see Ohapi homer. I mean, all the players you want to see have a good performance did. That's a great swing. That might be gone. Nah. Didn't get enough of it. And they're out of that inning already. And we're going to get here in the 9th. And it looks like Cade Horton's probably just going to finish this game, honestly. He gave up 2 solo shots. Who cares? There's no point of putting anyone else out there. Cade Horton, Rule 5 draft pick. Really going to be interesting to see how he plays this season, especially in Sim. Just because there's no point of keeping him in if he's tired. So we'll at least put someone up in the bullpen. See if he can get out of it. We're up 10 runs. So see if he can get out of this inning at least. We're here in a full count. Need to throw a heater. Joe Adell's got to get to this. Got to. Wait, they're tagging up. Why would they tag up at second, dude? That was such an easy throw. I just relayed it thinking that there's no reason why there's a need to tag up. And James Outman, that might drop, and it does. He doesn't really have the arm, man. He haven't really been able to touch it. Good slider. Let's go. Let's get him out of this inning now. Sure that we can get out of this inning, which we are, and then that's the end of the game. And that's what matters the most. I thought there was another inning left, as you can tell. I'm forgetting we're at home like a dummy. But hey, we just needed to win this game, but we didn't just win it. We absolutely demolished baseballs. And honestly, I was just kind of so flustered over just all the hitting. I wanted to hit again, so I'm thinking the game's not over. I'm not even realizing it's the top of the 9th already. The game's been so fun. So that was a fun start to this series, I think, when it comes to year 3. Even though Altuve got to Cade Horton and so did Jordan. Big Mike gets the final out. Kind of fitting, honestly. What a game. Now we got to go into the stats a little bit and see what happened there. Because, wow. So we have James Outman, who had a walk, one for 3 with a walk. Ryan Noda, 1 for 4. 2 for 3 with 2 homers for Joe Adell. Giancarlo Portillo, a.k.a. Big Mike, 2 for 4 with a homer and 3 RBIs and a walk. Zach Neto with a walk and 2 hits. Oh, I thought he had a double. Right? Or no, yeah, he just had 1 hit. I thought he had 2. But he did not. So he had a double, no extra base hit. So many extra base hits today. 8 extra base hits. 6 homers, and that's the big... if the team's going to mash like this, then we're going to win a lot of games. I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode of our Angels franchise here in year 3. Opening day went a little longer than I expected. I wanted this video to be shorter, but also I'm doing all this on my PS5, so I can't actually go past 60 minutes on something I upload. So I wanted to add a couple things to the end of this video, but I'll start them in next episode with some of the storylines I wanted to get into. We did opening day. That was really fun. We're going to look deeper in this roster, start seeing who the bright spots are, who are the weak spots of this team, and we're going to get into the first scouting period of this franchise, year 3, and see what's going on there and what we can do with the 10th overall pick. So I hope you guys are really excited for that in the next episode. If you are, leave a like. I really am trying to get to 10 subscribers as soon as possible, so I'd appreciate you if you could subscribe for me. Also, if you have any comments or any suggestions, just leave them in the comment section. I'm always open to new video suggestions as well as suggestions in our franchises, so you just let me know. I appreciate all the support, guys. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. See ya.